Well, I think it's no surprise out there that there have been some movies that have come along that are just bizarrely out of place good. And I think that there's a defining person who does those, and that's Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, there was a movie that came out of absolutely nowhere that I really liked because I'm a big fan of like apocalyptic type cataclysmic movies. And this movie, Don't Get Up, or Don't Look Up, Don't Get Up, Don't Look Up is just fabulous. I just love Leo in this. He's really, really great. And even Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic. And all the actors are pretty good. It's a little corny at some points, but it highlights just how diverse and just how interesting movies can just kind of be out of nowhere. It's kind of like the perfect combination of 2010, 2020 humor and movie making magic. It's a really good movie, and some people may not have liked it. Some people may have thought it was average at best, but it was a movie that came out of nowhere and deserves a little bit of praise. So I'm gonna do that here, and I think that one of the things that it captures so perfectly is the human element of the apocalypse of this thing. I mean, it's very interesting for me the way they all kind of just it all kind of goes forth and how all the events start to slip into place, so to speak. And yeah, and I mean, you just can't go wrong with Leo being the fucking main star of the show, and also the other main actor in this TV series is just the idiocracy of human society itself. It's really like a perfect play on just how stupid we people kind of human society tends to function, and many parts it gets it just so perfectly on point. And then I think it's a little bit of an embellish on how the U.S. is and how they respond because they're a little bit more serious than what this movie portrays. But I think it goes to without saying that lot of the everything is pretty believable in this. Like, besides from some of the more ridiculous parts of it, it all feels quite nice. And it all is just totally believable. Great production value, very good acting, um, lots of really cool sciencey type stuff, and just a good movie. It comes out of nowhere. People may not like it, but who knows? It's one of those movies that just kind of stands on its own as a random pitch. Now, there's no shortage of disaster movies of this kind of caliber. I mean, there's all kinds of asteroid type destruction. But I mean, if you're really getting into more of the kind of like what would you do to, or how would Earth react? I think this one is one of the most just bang on fucking fantastical um, stories of this kind of apocalyptic event, and I think it goes to show just how good, if good actors are put into good movies, it makes all the bit better, and it makes you kind of always want some kind of a disaster movie like this with these leading roles that are gonna shine through in their best of days. And that's what Leo definitely does. Leo just nails this one on all accords. He's acting on a level and operating on a level that's so much higher than other parts of his cast. Now, I mean, there are certain things about this movie that do piss me off. Sometimes the way the US is a bit ridiculous. Some parts are a little ridiculous, but the flashing around is kind of effective for me. But I really hate that main anchor lady. Yeah, so I mean, there's good points and bad points, but I think the realisticness of it all is just so on point, and it makes you kind of think like, what would I do? What would anybody do? What would people do if they came to the conclusion that it was gonna be very bad? And I mean, this one is a comet, and it's worse than the dinosaurs. Like, we would be fucked. We would be royally fucked. It's a bit ridiculous when it goes into the U.S. trying that like Apple type guy trying to extract the minerals, but I mean it nails it on the head for how people prepare and what they do and just how extreme things start to get. Really, really, really good on point movie. And I would highly recommend it to people. Now, one of the things is one of those movies that you kind of gets you thinking after and brings you down. You know, there's certain movies like that, like The Mist in the Stephen King movie that's really good with a terrible ending. It's just fucking horrible. Some of these movies just leave you with this space of emptiness inside once you watch them and you kind of see that what they're like. But I mean, Leo just shines through as such a fantastic actor in this. I mean, what a stunning, stunning, stunning creature Leonardo DiCaprio is, and he really brings it all together in the way he is. Jonah Hill is great in it too. I mean, he's a little bit over the top, but he's always likable in everything he does. I mean, he's a good actor. He is a good actor, Jonah Hill. Um, but I mean, some of the non-supporting characters are even pretty good and convey emotion pretty good in this. And there's a ton of different things going on in this movie. It's one of those jump around profound movies where there's not really moments. It's all one big event. You know, Martian was like that. Martian was a very much like this movie, where it kind of flashes. And these are those types of new movies that are coming along. They're good. They're really good, but they go around a lot and they chase the stories and they chase different things. Now, one of the most outstanding parts from this movie is when finally the asteroid is going to for sure hit Earth, and you start to see all the reactions to people. And I think it's pretty a good test of character. If you knew the end of the world was coming, how would people react? Seriously, like I mean, how would they react? There's some pretty incredible scenes in that in at this part in the movie. One of which is a shocking scene that is even in it. It's a part when everybody's all this chaos, and it appears to show from above like a club of just a massive orgy or something going on. It's really something of a scene. You kind of can pick out little bits of it, but I mean they obscured enough of it, but you can tell what's going on there. And that's kind of it's a frightening kind of uh, look at the chaos below and the excesses that people are trying to just get the last of. It's a pretty fucked up scene actually, and it really shocked me. I was kind of like, oh man, like what the hell would those people be doing up to? Just doing every type of drug, doing any kind of uh, sex thing, you know, just it's a wild theory on what the world would be like. But I mean, it grounds it. It quickly grounds it. As he could have gone into more morbid detail of what people would be doing afterwards. You know, like just going on sprees or doing whatever they fucking wanted because they foresaw like the apocalypse of a meteor or astro, in this case, a comet. It would just be a terrible outcome. So I mean, and it has a really weird, off-putting end part where the chick just gets eaten viciously by the alien creature. So it's just yet another very standout-ish thing. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence in this is just fucking fantastic. She's a fantastic actor. I mean, she's just like hella good. She's gotten just so outstandingly good. But this is a little bit of older movie, but it's good enough. They deserves a little bit of, from time to time, mention, a forward mention from anyone and anything for any reason. I mean, when you see a good movie that makes you think, that's a good movie. Movies are meant to make you think, and they're meant to make you feel. And if they can do that, they've done their job. And if anything, you'll just want to see how just dreadful that fucking reporter woman is, even though she's kind of a MILF.